All right.
Hello.
Hey, hey. All right, little buddy. You boogie on into your little house there, man. Oh, boy. That's a good puppy. Yes, he is. All right. All right, I see somebody listed as iPad 2. What is your name? If I might ask.
Hello. My name is Marina.
Marina, cool.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm from Canada, Ontario.
All right. Canadian friends, cool.
Thank
Well,
you.
I'm really happy.
It's first time.
Say that again.
Yeah, it's first time. I'm on Zoom first time. My first lesson on Zoom.
Oh. Okay, great. Well, welcome. Glad you're here.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
And you as well. It's gonna have to work. All right. All right. Good morning, Marina and Rhonda. Hello, AJ. Asu, Laura, Ada. Awesome. Good morning, Cecilia. Hey, Ethel. All right.
Hi.
Good to see
Hi, Stephen. It's
you.
afternoon here.
Hey, all right. Sweden, right? Do I remember that correctly?
Yes,
Good.
that's
Very
correct. Yeah, just finished my work day.
All right. We have Valeria. Hello. Madeline. Hi. Leanne. Krista. All right. This is getting pretty exciting.
Hi, Steve. Sometimes for some reason, my computer blanks out and goes black. So if I look like I'm clueless halfway through it, or usually within the hour, it just blackens. That's why.
Okay. No worries. Just breathe and feel and move, and you're doing it perfectly. Louise, is that correct? Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
As we get close to start time here, just a reminder to maybe have any props that you like to use. Blocks are kind of something I dig on. Blocks are really cool. Or, straps, towels. Maybe you like to sip tea or water throughout your practice. Drink asana. You know, that's nice to have handy. And for those who have cameras off, you are welcome to keep your cameras off. If everybody would set their view to speaker view so that you're only seeing me, that way those who have their cameras off, if you like, you can turn your camera on. It helps me to better serve you, but you're not required to. But if you do turn it on, you will have privacy, because really should be set so only seeing me right now. Hey, Jay, welcome. There are some new faces here. So for those not familiar, this 11 a.m. EST on Monday is a group practice. Well, what the heck's a group practice? Like going to the studio, getting on your mat, and teacher guiding you through a flow, a practice of some type. And what can you do with that in your teacher training? Well, the stuff that I offer you is stuff I picked up from other teachers. It's got a little bit of my own flavor, of course, but really what we practice is a tradition, meaning it's something that's handed down from generation to generation. So the stuff I got from my teacher, he got from his teacher, he got from his teacher. It goes all the way back to a guy named Patabi Joyce. And so in these things that we do, these group practices, enjoy, flow, feel, move, but also feel free to take any of this stuff and use it in your own teaching if it works for you. I don't have a copyright on it. And, you know, it's been around for a long, long time. Looks like we are loaded up. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody out, but you will have the liberty to unmute yourself in the event of an emergency or something of that sort. Cool. Just want to check that everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, go ahead and hold up one of your hands, left hand, right hand, either way. Groove. All right. I think we're squared up and ready. Cool. So welcome to this Monday morning or afternoon or evening practice, wherever you're at. The time may be different. For those who haven't met, my name is Steve. I'm really excited that you're here. We're gonna play around with how would I go about introducing a newcomer, a new student to Vinyasa. They're interested in Vinyasa. They've heard a little bit about it, but they've never practiced it. They don't know much about it, just a couple of things. Vinyasa is dynamic, moving, rather up-tempo, like a yogic dance of sorts. Ashtangis long ago, they learned in their practice through the use of a transition called Vinyasa, plank, back bend, down dog, that they could string poses together and create a dancing, moving thing. So we can extend gratitude back to those Ashtangis who gave us this. But how would we introduce it to somebody that's not familiar? Well, for me, I like to take the body of a Vinyasa class and slow it down. And rather than one breath, one move, spend a few breaths in each move. Feel, explore, get a little acquaintance with the dynamics and the changes. Slow it down because we move from front of mat to back of mat. We change directions, go low, go high. So when we slow that down, a student can go through that type of practice a couple times and develop a little familiarity, a little confidence with it, and then it can get sped up, and then we begin to dance. It gets very exciting. So let's see what that looks like. Go ahead and find a seated position on your mat, if you will, please. Something grounded. You can be crisscross applesauce, an easy seat. Perhaps Siddhasana, heels at the groin, ankles stacked. I know folks that like the center and half lotus, full lotus. It's up to you. Just something grounded and sweet. From there, situate your shoulders above your hips, your ears above your shoulder. Just drop your chin just a little bit so the back of your neck is long. Visualize your spine as a long, extended line or channel. You can place your palms on your thighs, or you can turn palms up. It really doesn't matter. That's up to you. And as we go through this practice, I will offer suggestions and possibilities. We call them cues, but really that's all they are, generic suggestions. It's up to you. The onus is on you to take these generic suggestions and fine tune them to something individual. We all have different backstories, different genetics. So everybody's just a little different. So if I offer something that doesn't work for you, please modify, or you can even discard it. Just simply set it aside. Skip a pose or two. There's no rule saying you have to do every single pose. And here's your first suggestion. With your lips together, but teeth never touching, begin to breathe through your nostrils. Just narrow your breath through the nose. Second, let your inhales be full capacity, full inhale from the bottom corners of your lungs all the way to the apices, the collarbone, even that space behind your heart. Exhales in the same manner. Adios, every bit of breath that you think you might have in the lungs, just let it out. And the third stage is begin to smooth that breath out, even it out, an even inhale, even exhale, noticing the little pauses at the top of the inhale and the little pause at the bottom of the exhale. Become smooth, deep, steady, long. If somebody was sitting next to you, all they could do was hear your breathing, they would think, oh my goodness, this person is very, very chill. If it's all right, go ahead and let your eyes close and just watch the breath moving in and moving out. There's a purpose to this type of breathing. First off, the muscles are going to be hungry for oxygen, sure. But beyond the physical, this type of breathing requires focused concentration. It's not natural. We don't stand in the grocery store line breathing deep, not most of us. We have to concentrate, we have to focus. And these are the steps that lead to meditation. And with this meditative state, moving through the physical postures, the poses, we go from a physical exercise to something a little deeper. We start to address mind state. That's where wellness begins. And final thing to begin here, just permission. Allow yourself to be here now exactly as you are, whatever that is, whatever you got going on, it's cool. Just be here with me. Throughout the flow, I'll offer little reminders of breath. Anytime you notice your mind wandering off to, oh, what's for dinner? Oh my God, this lunch burns. Just bring your mind right back to the breath. Let's begin to move. You place your hands to the mat and uncross legs. Just come to your feet, standing at the top of your mat. We're going to go through 6 directions of the spine as we begin to tie breath and motion together. At the top of your mat, we have knees over ankles, hips over knees, shoulders over hips, ears, plenty of distance from shoulders. Ground into your feet, feel them pressing into the surface you're standing on. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the side, reach them up high. Interlace all your fingers except for the index fingers. Leave those pointing up. It's kind of cool like that. As you exhale, bend your body to the right. A little lift in your right hip. Press through your left heel. Take another breath. Use your right hand to pull your left arm long. And breathe out and maybe bend a little more. Inhale, come right back up center. Maybe biceps are behind your ears, lengthening. Breathe out, take your bend over to the left this time. A little lift into your left hip to kind of level out pelvis. Press into your right foot. Breathing in, our left hand pulls our right arm longer. Breathing out, maybe we bend just a little bit more. Notice the sensation on the right side of your body. Ribs are separating. Inhale, come right back up center. Reach, reach, reach. Unlace your fingers. Breathe out. Bring your palms back to the back of your hips, kind of low kidney, high glute. Drawing elbows towards each other. Tuck your tailbone under a little bit so lumbar stays long. And as you breathe in, lift your front ribs away from your pelvis. As you breathe out, just bending back, sliding your collarbones up over your heart, maybe dropping your skull back. It's up to you. Stay here, breathe in, lift front ribs a little more. Tailbone is tucking because lumbar isn't working too hard. And breathe out to maybe bend a little deeper. Pull elbows towards each other, just separating the nipples. As you inhale, bring hands to side hips, come up straight. Maybe a little bend in your knees here because you exhale and fold forward. As you reach halfway down, begin to round your spine and continue to fold with a rounded back. Take another breath here. Let that hang. Anytime you find yourself folded forward, pull belly button towards spine, tuck chin a little bit. There's an energy lock in your throat right there. It's nice to engage it when folded forward. Now you can roll up one vertebrae at a time or a flat back if you have low back issues. But on an inhale, come right back up to standing. Reach up high. Exhale. Bend your knees and squat down a little bit. Feet can be together or apart. Rotate your left elbow to your right thigh. It can be on top of your thigh or for a deeper twist, outside of your thigh. Palms are together with thumbs at the heart, close to. Draw your wrist in alignment with elbows. Just a little twist. If it's all right with you, keep your knees bent, but inhale, come center and reach high. It's called chair pose, Utkatasana, or fierce pose. That's a cool name for it. Breathing out again, take a twist, but this time to the left. Right elbow can rest on top of left thigh. You can hook it outside of your left thigh. It's really up to you. Palms are together, thumbs at heart. While you breathe in here, see if you can pull top of skull and tailbone away from each other. As you breathe out, just let your belly muscles wrap around. Little twisting. Inhale, come up center, legs are going to straighten, arms are going to reach high. Exhale, bring those thumbs to your heart with palms together. Tadasana at Samastiti, just means standing evenly, that's all. Couple breaths here, dial back in. Did breath go away? Bring it deep and steady and long. Notice any sensations that are starting to make themselves known. And let's begin to develop a little heat by saluting the sun. On an inhale, sweep arms out wide, reach up high. Or the Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward. Maybe knees are a little bent, but start to bring chest towards thighs. Head hangs low. You can keep your hands down low, but on an inhale, come up on fingertips. Lengthen your spine, nice and long and flat. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, put your palms on the mat. Step your right foot back, your left foot back to upper push-up position. We call it plank, Phalakasana. Few breaths in plank. Feel hips and shoulders at the same height. If you wish, you can lower your knees. Lengthen the top of your skull away from your tailbone. Bring your shoulders up just right above or maybe a little bit beyond your wrists. We have 3 variations of Chaturanga we can choose from. On an inhale, go ahead, maybe straighten your legs to lift your knees. Now exhale, just lower knees to a kneeling plank. That's your first variation. Inhale, straighten legs, lift knees, strong plank. Breathe out, lower your knees, bend your elbows, come halfway down, biceps, elbows against the side rib cage. Toes are still touching the mat. This is variation 2. Inhale, straighten legs, straighten arms, back to plank. Exhale, now bend your elbows and lower halfway with legs straight if you wish. Biceps, elbows on ribs, top of skull reaching away from tailbone. Variation 3, chaturanga. From here, inhale, come to the tops of your feet. Thighs can be down for cobra or lifted for up dog. Straighten your arms, let your spine bend. Breathe out, lower your chest and your chin to the mat. Tuck your toes under, push to plank or table, lift your hips, drop your head, straighten your legs, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha. It's your first down dog, so maybe it's appropriate to bend your knees just a little bit. It just depends on what you're feeling here. Find a stable width of hands and feet. A little tip for length of position between hands and feet. You find that in plank. If you drop from plank or lift right into down dog, you'll be in the preferred length. Find sensation here. With palms, press into the base of your index finger, base of your thumb, press there. Consider your palms are resting on lids of pickle jars. Right hand, tighten that lid. Left hand, loosen that lid. Feel meat on the sides of your rib cage engaging. Maybe swoop your tailbone up. If you find your back rounding, could be hamstrings, keep knees a little bent to lengthen your spine. But if that's not the case, begin to press out through the backs of your knees. Suck your thigh bones up into your pelvis and let your heels drop back as far as they wish to go. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. It doesn't matter what it looks like. What does it feel like? If you're jonesing for just a little more sensation, begin to press armpits towards ankles. And again, whenever we're folded forward, we pull the belly button to spine, tuck the chin a little, lengthen the neck. Glance forward. As you inhale, step your right foot towards your right thumb, your left foot towards your left thumb. And you're a little bit lifted. Lengthen your spine here, half lifting. And now breathe out and fold forward, chest to thighs, Uttanasana. Beautiful. Maybe a little knee bend if necessary, root into your feet. Inhale, stand, rise, reach up high. Exhale, palms together at your heart. Shoulders finding distance from ears. We'll just smooth this out now. You have variations of chaturanga. You choose what works for you. If you're with me, inhale, sweep arms out and up, reach high for length. Exhale, fold your body forward, nipples to knees, head hangs low, chin tucked, belly button in. Hands on mat or shins. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lifting halfway. Exhale, plant your palms, step to plank. Follow that exhale to your choice of chaturanga. Inhale for your back bend, cobra or up dog. Follow your exhale as you lower your chin and press to downward facing dog. That transition is called a vinyasa. Plank, back bend, down dog. Just one more time through. And this time maybe smoothing out with breath and motion. Let your inhale carry you to the following pose. Follow your exhale all the way to the pose after that. End of the breath lands you in the position. Inhale, glance forward, step your feet to your hands. Exhale, fold, chest to thigh. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, stand, reach tall, long, and high. Exhale out, chest to thighs. Breathe in, half lift. Breathe out, hands to mat, chaturanga. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, down dog. Ooh. Ooh. Moving on. See if we can bring some little heat to some thighs as we continue to salute. Take a glance forward. Inhale, step or hop your feet to your hands. Exhale, fold forward. Let your head hang low. Take a breath in and lift halfway, lengthening. And listen up. Exhale, place your hands on the mat. Step your left foot back. Let your exhale land you in runner's lunge. Lower your left knee. Inhale, shoulders, arms, hands up high. Exhale, left hand to right thigh, right hand to left glute. Rotate your heart to the right side of the room. Inhale, come center, reach arms back up. Maybe back bend here is kind of cool. Breathe out. Bring both hands to the mat, out beyond your right foot. Straighten your right leg. Lift your right toes, right heel down. It's called half split. Now, rather than pressing your leg straight, pull your right hip back. Let your leg lengthen by pulling right hip back. Bend your right knee, inhale. Step your left foot to your right foot. You're at a half lift now. Exhale, fold forward. Take a breath in, lifting halfway. Exhale, hands to mat. Step your right foot back. End your exhale with your right knee down. Beautiful, nice transition. Inhale, come on up, shoulders, torso, arms up high, lengthening. Let your pelvis sink. Exhale, right hand to left thigh, left hand to right glute, little twist. Inhale, coming center, reaching, lengthening, lifting. Now exhale, hands to the mat, way out beyond foot. Straighten your left leg, lift your left toes, draw your left hip back to lengthen hamstrings. Feel something there in the undercarriage. It's sweet. Breathing in, bend your left knee, step your right foot up to your left foot. It's half lifting. Exhale into Uttanasana. That means chest to thighs, neck long, belly button touching spine. Inhale for another half lift. Exhale, put your hands on the mat and catch a vinyasa. You know, chaturanga, back bend, down dog. An inhale gives a back bend. An exhale takes you to down dog. We've kind of ignite the fire. Let's stoke the fire. Let's build the fire. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. It's called three-leg dog. Stay here as you exhale, but notice what happens. Tilt your right hip up over your left hip. Maybe feel some pelvic floor there. Lower your right hip even with your left hip. Feel the back of your left hamstring. Breathe in, lift your right leg a little higher if you wish. Exhale, strong and steady. Step your Right foot up towards your right thumb. Keep your left toes grounded, left heel lifted. Drive into your feet. Inhale, torso, shoulders, arms up high. Called crescent pose. We'll be here for a moment. Let's find refinements. Press your right hip back a little bit, left hip forward a little bit. Lengthen your left leg by pushing your left heel away. Find more sensation by bringing your left knee towards the mat without bending it. That means bend your right knee. Oh. You can look up at fingertips, but we're only here for 3 more breaths, so make the most of it. 2 breaths. Take a breath in. Exhale, bring your palms together at your heart or place them on your right thigh. Stand into your right leg with your left foot lifted about 2 inches off the mat back behind you. That's 5 centimeters if you're not in the United States. You can stay right here. Consider the back of your body a plank, long and strong from base of skull to tip of left heel. You can begin to rotate or lower your torso, lengthen it forward, bring in shoulders towards hips as you lift your left leg behind you. It's up to you how deep you go. You can keep palms together at your chest or palms on your right thigh, or you can open your arms like wings and fly like bird over San Antonio or wherever you're at. And for those feeling a little precocious, perhaps bring your biceps to your ears, reach your hands forward, thumbs up, pinkies down, finding distance from fingertips to heel. Nose remains pointed at the mat, neck is long, and it's just a couple more breaths here. Notice where the hip alignment is, left hip up, left hip down. A little wobbling and shaking is highly encouraged. And if you fall, don't even worry about it. Just get right back up. Lower your left foot to the mat, flat on a 45. Place your right hand on your shin, ankle, or right foot. Inhale your left hand up to the sky. This is called triangle or trikonasana. While you're here, see about sliding your right hip onto your left hip. Your left shoulder over your right shoulder. Perhaps press your pubic bone towards that left side wall, shoulder blades towards the right side wall. Lengthening, aligning. Maybe it's appropriate for your right hand to reach down and hook the big toe with your first 2 fingers. But let's not compromise sensation for aesthetics. Find the place that feels strong, challenging, and revealing, and hang out in it. 1 more breath in. Exhale, bend your right knee as you unwind, bringing your left elbow outside of your right thigh, palms together at your heart. Rotate chest to right side of the room. You can keep your left foot flat. You can come up on left toes. That's kind of nice for some of us. You can even lower your left knee. If you wish for a little more, if you're feeling adventurous, in your twist, bring fingertips of left hand to the mat outside of right foot. Fingertips of right hand up to the ceiling. It's not for everybody, but some folks kind of dig it. Whatever position you are at with this, the inhales pull your breastbone away from pubic bone. Let the exhale just melt you into your twist. You might want to take a look up over your right shoulder and see what that does for balance. You can keep your nose pointed at the mat. Take a breath in. Exhale, full exhale all the way up. Inhale, unwind, rotate your chest, your pelvis, and all 10 toes to the left wall. Both legs straight and wide, arms out like wings. You're a 5-point star. At the top of this inhale, turn your heels in, toes out to a personal degree. Breathe out. Bend your knees up to 90 degrees. Bend your elbows. Called goddess pose. Now notice I said up to 90 degrees. That doesn't mean you have to go all the way down. You go to what feels right. And if you wish for a little bit more, press into the metatarsals, the balls of your feet. Lift your heels. Again, that might be for you. I don't know. Only you know. Goddess is a strong will pose. We remain here for a while. 3 things to do when you arrive in asana. First thing, identify anywhere you can open some space. Second thing, go ahead and open that space. Third thing, drop your mind right into that space and dwell in it as you breathe and indulge in sweet sensations. It's only 3 more breaths. Two breaths. Inhale. If your heels are lifted, lower them on the exhale. Inhale, rotating chest towards the back of the mat. Left toes towards back of the mat, right foot 45, biceps at ears, hands up high. Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana. Lot of discussion about where heel alignment is in this, heel to heel, heel to arch. I think my body is going to tell me where my heels need to align. They're going to tell me by what the back knee, your right knee, is saying. If it's saying, ouch, make a little adjustment and back off. But if it feels challenging, revealing, empowering, sounds like the alignment is good. While you're here, press into the outside of your right foot a little bit. Press into your left heel and you're going to drive it down and away. One more inhale. Maybe you look up. Maybe a little back bend here. That might be appropriate. Exhale. Straighten your left leg. Put your left hand on your left hip and bring your right hand down to left shin or ankle or floor. And if you go to the floor, maybe put your right hand on the outside of your left foot. That's kind of fun. Rotate your chest to the side wall. Press left hip back, right hip forward. And once that's all established, then maybe it's appropriate to take your left hand up towards the ceiling. No rules saying you have to. Again, it really doesn't matter what it looks like, but how does it feel? Same thing here. Inhale, lengthening, opening spaces. Exhales, diving into those spaces, dwelling in them. Another breath in. Complete full exhale. The bottom of this exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat, kind of out the front of the left foot. Inhale, little bend in your left knee as you begin to lift your right leg behind you. Right hand on right hip. You can hang out here or start to open right hip over left hip, right shoulder over left shoulder. You need a little bend in your left knee, it's okay, but maybe begin to straighten your left leg. You can hang out here, or you can open your right arm up to the sky. Steve, what do I do with my eyes? You can point them at the mat. That's a little more stable. You can look towards the wall, begin to challenge the balance a little bit. If you feel adventurous, just go ahead and take a look at your right thumb. What happened? For a little more heat, maybe some habanero sauce, use your strong core to come up to the tippy tips of your left fingers. So the hand is not really holding you, it's just kind of brushing the mat. Your core is holding you. And of course, you can always have a block under your hand in any of these poses. Again, these are just possibilities and considerations. Take what I offer, customize it, personalize it to your sensation, your needs. One more big inhale. I mean, fill it up. Exhale, bring your right hand to the mat, hips level to the mat. Lower your right foot so it's down on a 45, not quite as wide as in triangle. And then inhale, lengthen your breastbone towards your left big toe. Push left hip back, right hip forward. Breathe out. Fold, pull belly button to spine, tuck your chin, drop your head, melt into your left thigh. It's pyramid pose. Side intense stretch, Parsvottanasana. We can hang out here. This is a pretty cool spot to be at. Feel undercarriage as you press left hip back, right hip forward. We can play. We can get a little funky here. You can take your hands back to the mat towards your right foot, fingers pointing away from your left toes. You can bring your right knee up next to your left knee, come up on the toes of your right foot, and then with strong core, weight into your fingers, bend your right knee and put your heel between your glutes. This is called humble flamingo. It's an option. If you took it, go ahead and lower your right foot back to the mat. Bring your hands up under your shoulders. Inhale, take your left foot back next to your right foot for upward push-up or plank position. And then exhale to chaturanga. Follow that with an inhaling into back bend, exhaling into down dog. Whoa. Building fire. We're facing the back of the mat now. That means left side of the body is doing, this is the left side of the pose. Inhale your left leg up to 3-leg dog. Stay here as you exhale, but play with rotating your left hip over your right hip. Groin, a little pelvic floor. You can lower left hip, right hip even to each other and feel a touch to your right hamstring. Another inhale maybe lifts your left leg higher. Exhale, strong core. Draw your left knee up the center of your body as you set your left foot at your left hand with intention. Ground into your feet and inhale, bring torso, shoulders, arms up, fingertips towards ceiling. It's crescent pose. Remember our refinements? The left hip, push it back, draw the right hip forward. Lengthen your right leg by just pressing back through your right hip. Little tuck of the tailbone if you're feeling any kinking in your lumbar. And you can just light up some tapasya on your left thigh by bending your left knee deeper. Eyes forward is pretty stable. Eyes to the sky, well, encourages some wobbliness. It's pretty groovy. One more full inhale. Exhaling, prayer hands to your heart or palms on your left thigh. Stand into your left leg. Right toes are about 2 inches, 5 centimeters off the mat. Long plank, long, straight, strong line from skull to right heel. Remain here. This is awesome. Working balance. Or flirt with the teeter-tottering of extending your torso forward and down as you lift your right leg simultaneously. With practice, we find that our shoulders become level with our hips. Our back leg, or our right leg in this instance, begins to lift. We can press right metatarsals towards the back of the room. That's kind of nice, a little touch to your calf. You can open your arms like wings and lift hands higher than everything. You can even reach your arms forward, biceps to ears, a little behind ears. That's a warrior 3. Nose is pointing at the mat. There's nothing to really look at other than the mat, the breath, and the sensation. And breathe here. Ooh. One breath in. Exhale out as you lower your right foot, left hand to left shin, ankle, or hand, and inhale. Open your right hand to the sky. Triangle pose. Same refinements here, just sliding left hip under right hip, shoulder under shoulder, shoulder over shoulder. Bringing shoulders and hips into the same plane by pelvis moving forward, shoulder blades moving back. It's about some length here. You can turn your eyes up towards your right thumb. That's kind of fun. Or you can look down at your left hand, bind to your left toe if you wish. While you're here breathing and feeling, give some thought. How many triangles is your body currently making? I see 1, 2, 3. I see definitely 3. Oh, there's a 4th one. I always thought it was just 1 triangle. Big breath in, open a little bit, separate the nipples in opposite directions. Breathe out, bend your left knee and sweep your right elbow down to left thigh or cross to the outside of right thigh if you wish. Palms together, thumbs at your heart, wrists align with elbows. Right foot stays flat if you wish. Or you can come up on your right toes. That's perfectly valid. You can even lower your right knee. Investigating here, what feet do to the twist. Push into your left heel a little bit, the ball of your right foot, and see how that affects your twist. And of course, continue to breathe. Inhales, lengthening spine. Exhales, melting into the spaces. And if you're precocious, you can open your wings wide. It's kind of groovy. One more breath in. Full exhale. Breathe in and unwind. Rotate your chest to the left side wall, pelvis, chest, all 10 toes. Top of your inhale, hands are reaching up, up, up. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge at hips. We're not rounding, we're hinging as we fold forward. Bring your hands down your legs. You can grab calves or ankles or toes. Grab something, but preferably yours, not your neighbor's. Once you have a grip on something, inhale, straighten your arms. Look, lengthen the top of your skull forward, long spine. Now use strong biceps. Exhale, bend your elbows and pull into this wide leg forward fold. Again, pulling belly button towards spine. Chin is a little tucked. It's called Joladhara Bandha. Options to play here. Some folks like to go into a handstand or a headstand, pardon me. Some folks like to take a bind around a thigh. You can take one on each thigh if you wish. If shoulder squeezing is something you dig on, Bhuja Padasana, this is a great place to try that on. Titibhasana, firefly, that's another one comes to mind. Or you can just hang out with the bind and the fold, spine lengthening, core engaging, breath moving, long, steady, and deep. Ooh. Exhale all your air out. Big inhale, get stoned on oxygen. Rotate, come up, rotate chest and right toes to the front of the mat. Left foot on a 45. Biceps at ears or maybe a little bit behind with fingers reaching to the sky. Is Warrior One. Virabhadrasana. Let knee and hips dictate alignment and stance. And while you're here, perhaps consider the shape you're creating. It represents Shiva bursting through the ground to crash the party. He was mighty offended and he went off the edge. Breathe. One more big inhale. Exhale, straighten your right leg, right hand to right hip, left hand going on down to shin or ankle or floor over your right foot. Push your right hip back, your left hip forward. Rotate your heart to the side of the wall, the side wall there. Right shoulder over left shoulder. And from here, if you wish, take a breath in and open your right hand up high. There's a revolved triangle. Parita Trikonasana. Or folding over my front wide leg as my body twists and my hands reach away from each other. Asana. One breath, open. As you breathe out, lower your right hand down to block or mat under your right shoulder, a little bend in right knee, and then inhale. Lift off. Left hand on left hip, left leg lifted and lengthening. You can park it right here. If you wish for some more, start to open. Left hip over right hip, left shoulder over right shoulder. You know we're headed to a half moon. You can park it right there. Or take your left fingertips and tickle the ceiling. Reach for the stars. Wherever you're at, lengthen anything you can conceive of. Legs, spine, breath, the gaps between thoughts. Feel right foot grounding, driving energy into the planet. It's Apana Vayu, downward energy. Eyes can be up, eyes can be down. It's up to you. Remember the little core touch here? We can come up on right fingertips using obliques, abs, the core action. One more breath. Exhale, bring your left hand down to the mat, left foot down on 45, chest and hips square as you drive right hip back, left hip forward. Breathing in pulls the breastbone towards your right big toe, spine lengthening. Breathe out and just fold into your right thigh to a personal degree. And again, it's a forward fold, so touch your spine with your belly button. Tuck your chin so your neck is long. And perhaps one more thing to occupy concentration, engage toilet muscles while you hold belly button to spine and tuck your chin. Let all that energy bounce up and down your spine as you breathe and as you feel. Those who wish to play in the fire, take a humble flamingo. It's an option. It's not a requirement. One more breath in. Exhale, both hands are below shoulders. Inhale your right foot back to plank. Exhale, stay right here in plank. If you wish, you can lower your knees here. If you wish, you can just discard the entire next segment. It's only 3 moves. It's not a lot. Whether your knees are up or knees are down, doesn't matter. Inhale, bend your elbows, lower halfway. Let your biceps squeeze your ribs. Let your chin touch the mat, but not your nipples. Exhale, press back to plank. It's called a push-up. Dos más. You can skip them if you want, or if you're with me. Inhale, bend your elbows, biceps brush ribs. Touch your chin, not your nipples. Exhale, press right back to the plank. Ooh. One more. Take a deep breath as you bend your elbows, lengthening spine all the way through. Breathe out steady as you press back to the plank. In plank, take a big inhale. Just rip the air into your body. Breathe in. Knees up or knees down, your choice. Exhale, lower, slow and controlled all the way down to the mat. Beautiful. Keep your hands where they are. Release the tops of your feet, all 10 toenails to the mat. Press into the tops of your feet. Inhale, press into your palms and straighten your arms as you lift your shoulders and bend your spine. We're here for 5 breaths. While you're here, dig into the base of your palms, like you're pulling towards your pelvis with them. Feel that lengthening, the strip of flesh from belly button to symphysis pubis, pubic bone. While you're breathing and feeling, see if you can distribute the curve of your spine and let it hit that spot right down between the bases of your shoulder blades. It's a really challenging place to touch. Slide your shoulder blades into back pockets so there's room between your ears and your shoulders. You can't hear if you have old shoulders stuffed in your ears. One more breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down. Follow that exhale, push to child's pose. Just push, butt right back to heels, knees bent together or wide, arms reaching out front. We can also call this pose thank God asana. If it's a little tough on your knees, just open your knees and let your torso slide down between your thighs. Some folks like to bend their elbows and put their thumbs on the back of their skull. Some folks like to reach back, biceps to ribs, and cup their hands around their heels. If you're doing that, try to extend the top of your skull away from your tailbone. Feel something there, a little trapezius. We've built this strong fire, flames high. Let's throw a log on this fire and let it roast. Come to a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under so you're pressing metatarsals of your feet, the balls of your feet into the mat. Shoulders directly over wrists. You can be up on knuckles if you wish. That might be appropriate. Lengthen the top of your skull away from your tailbone. Press into the balls of your feet and just lift your knees 2 inches, 5 centimeters. Called bear pose. And use your mind's eye to line your knees up directly below your hips. Your shoulders directly above wrists. Your nose is pointed at the mat. Your spine is long. You're touching your belly button to your lumbar. And while I know that there is a desire, a temptation to bring knees up more like 12 inches, 30 centimeters, let's try to keep them at 2 inches, 5 centimeters. One definition of tapas is discipline. Tapasya, the fire of tapas, the challenge. These are the fires that burn away the impurities, that turn lead into gold. Don't worry about the clock. I'll watch the clock. How about you watch breath? You watch sensation. I know it's challenging. You don't see me doing it. Yes, you can. Exhale your knees to the mat. Release your toes to the top of the toes of the mat and just sit right back, glutes on heels. If you wish, you can put knees together, open your ankles, and drop down. If you're familiar with hero pose, you can go there, but it's pretty sufficient to just sit on your shins and let your feet rest a little bit. Our feet, they're servants to us. They take us places. They hold us upright. They serve us diligently. So we just pay a little homage to them right now by resting them. Go ahead, place your hands on the mat. Tuck your toes under again. Sit your sit bones back to your heels, lift your knees, and just start walking your hands back. Now you can keep your hands on the mat. That is appropriate, right down beside your hips, maybe on blocks. Your sit bones are on heels. Feel the base of your big toe and the next toe, that part of the ball of your foot into the mat. Little toe balls are not really pressed. If you're steady here, you can bring your palms together at your heart. If you're steady here, you can open your knees away from each other. Stay up on the big toe and the toe next to it, the big knuckles, the big metatarsals. Heels are at a very personal place. Chin slightly tucked so neck is long. While here, perhaps engage your toilet muscles. Try to draw sit bones together without using your glutes. Try to draw pubic bone and tailbone together. That center area, pull towards your belly button. Maintain that engagement, pull belly button towards spine. Maintain that engagement with chin slightly tucked, a gentle engagement of the muscles on the throat. Breathe deep, steady, long. Focus is only on breath, sensation, and those locks, those three areas engaged. One more breath. Exhale, knees come together, hands come to mat. Drop your heels, lift your butt, chest to thighs, Uttanasana. You can lift the toes, the balls of your feet off the mat to stretch, lengthen calves, backs and knees. Push your sit bones towards back of wall to get a little hamstring and low back. Ooh, very nice. I bet that feels good. And when you're ready, again, bend your knees, and this time bring the seat all the way to the mat with both legs come straight out in front. Keep your right leg straight, a little bend to your left knee. Bring the sole of your left foot into your inner right thigh. You might want to move the flesh of the buttocks aside so the sit bones are equally planted, grounded. Now, as you breathe in, lift your ribs up out of your pelvis, lengthen. You can reach your arms up, or you can grab a hold of the ribs gently and lift them. As you exhale, hinge at the hips. Take your torso forward, 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 forward. If you can grab a hold of a foot, that's cool, or an ankle or a shin, but keep your breastbone moving towards your right big toe. Another breath, pull your breastbone towards toe a little more. Now exhale, drop your chin, round your spine, and give your right knee a kiss. Woo. Come on back up, shoulders up over hips. Keep your left knee bent, but let's bend our right knee and set our right ankle on top of the inner left knee, dropping your right knee down to inner left ankle. This might not be appropriate. Knees might be barking, hips might be barking. If that's your situation, just cross your shins, right shin in front of left shin. Same thing, just different dynamic. Whichever way you've gone. Again, lift your rib cage up, up, up on an inhale. You can reach up if you like. Exhale, begin to hinge forward, fold forward, nipples going out beyond shins or close to. Now, rather than rounding into this, bring your hands to the mat, tuck your chin. As you inhale, pull the top of your skull away from your tailbone. Drop your tailbone down away from the top of your skull. Pull belly button towards spine. Engage toilet muscles and slightly engage the throat muscles. Just a little bit, just a little breathing, a little feeling. These locks we engage, throat, belly, pelvic floor, they have a physical benefit. They protect our spine. The energetic body, the subtle body, it channels the prana, the energy, the intelligence of your body. It's really cool Jedi stuff. Come on back up, shoulders up over hips. Straighten your left leg with the sole of your right foot inside of your left leg, inside of your left thigh. And just situate the seat that's grounded. An inhale brings distance between ribs and pelvis. An exhale hinges us forward, taking breastbone towards left toe. You can grab onto something if you like. Keep the breastbone pointing at your big toe. Take a breath, lengthen a little bit more. Now exhale and just drop your chin, round your back. Kiss the left knee. Whew. Loads of tissues being touched here. Got Achilles tendon, calf, the back of knee, hamstring, hips, groin, low back, front of other knee, external rotation of other hip. Wow, so much, loads of things to dwell with, to indulge in. Coming on back up. Keep your right knee bent. Just bending left knee, we can place left ankle on top of the inner right knee and place left knee on top of inner right ankle. If that's not appropriate, if that's not working for you, you just cross your left shin in front of your right shin. It's really the same sort of thing, same benefit, same deal. Bring ribs away from pelvis on an inhale. Find super mucho length. Exhale, we hinge forward, forward, forward. Keep the long spine as you bring your hands to the mat. Not rounding our back. Tuck a chin. Drop tailbone away from skull. Top of skull away from tailbone. Engage pelvic floor. Pull belly button to spine. Gentle engagement of throat muscles. All right, so how about we come on back up nice and easy, shoulders up over hips. Release your legs. Take your legs straight out. Long spine, shoulders over hips. Just reach your hands right out in front of you, parallel to your legs. Toes up, heels down. Thumbs up, pinkies down. Roll your shoulders into your back pocket. Shoulder blades, back pockets. Take a breath in. Exhale. Round your lower back as you begin to roll down vertebra by vertebra. Slow. Feel each little bit of your abdominals get a touch on the way down. I don't know about you, but that's just pretty nice. From here, put a little bend in your knees. Just lift the hips enough to tuck your tailbone away from the base of your skull, a little lengthening of your low spine, and sit your hips back down. Extend your legs out and let them set down. Maybe they're opened a little bit. And toes are initially straight up. Just let them fall away from each other. Just let go. Your long, straight arms, just open them out away from your torso. I don't know, 30 to 60 centimeters, somewhere in there. Your palms up will allow your shoulder blades to be flat in the front of your chest to spread a little. With your eyes closed, for the first time in this class, this practice, let go of your breath. Let it do whatever it wants to do. It can be shallow, it can be choppy, it can be deep, it can be smooth, one nostril, two nostril. Doesn't matter, just let it be. Allow your eyes to close. This is a pose called corpse pose, Savasana. Many are of the mind that it's the peak, the pinnacle of the practice. That we just spent, wow, about an hour preparing for this spot, this position, this pose right here. While here, use mind's eye to observe breath moving in through your nostrils. Maybe just the breath gives a little kiss to your upper lip as you exhale. Feel the physical sensations of your body as everything you just did settles and synthesizes. Some of us in this spot petition something higher than ourselves and ask, anything I'm holding on to that no longer serves me, may it please be removed now. May I let it go. I'd encourage you to stay in this space, this position, just as long as you like. No time limits. You'll know when you've had enough. I leave you with my breath, with your breath. I offer to you my gratitude and my love. Om Shanti.